Oh, cricket with balls. Cricket with balls.
Welcome to the first edition of Ashes Dispatches, because we haven't thought of a better name yet. I'm Jarrod, and with me is professional posh ladyboy Sampson Collins. We're going to talk about the Ashes test, because there was a test on today at the gabba. We were both here, sitting in the press box, looking all impressive as we were. Yeah, actually in honour of the day, so maybe we should just Peter Siddle ourselves a little bit. Okay. I don't know if that'll stay up for me.
Okay.
Yes. Now you don't have to take the whole camera, man. It's okay. You're definitely in the shot. I checked. So we're going to talk about the day. Are England as rubbish as they looked? Sam?
Well, we really didn't have a very good start today. Considering the build-up we've had for the last 3 weeks, I think when everybody's been expecting England to come out and just basically blow Australia away, right from the start, right from the first over, things just really didn't go very well.
It's probably fair to say that Strauss blew Australia early on. It's about the best start to the Ashes they were going to get, isn't it? Third ball, I'm going to bowl you a short shit one outside off stump if you could just pop it into Hussey's hand. Yeah,
it wasn't really. I mean, he doesn't really have much over history at the gabba. Obviously, 4 years ago, 2 hook shots going down, and to play that shot on the third over, the problem is he's been so calm. First over, yeah, third ball.
We should probably get the facts right. It's a fairly major thing. People notice it.
Whatever. He's been so calm. He's almost been eerily calm for the last month, and that's sort of been one of the big features I think about England's preparation, is that Strauss and Flower leading. They've seemed very calm and together, and it's for him to play that sort of shot and really to actually put England just so on the back foot. And obviously if Cook had gone as well, that first session would have been 3 or 4, 3 down. Yeah,
Strauss has now averaged 33 in his 14 tests coming into this. He should be dropped?
No, definitely not dropped, but it's definitely in a situation where if he doesn't succeed in the next couple of tests, then really you've got to look back. In South Africa, he didn't score many runs. And really, you're looking back, when was his last Test 100? It was against Australia at Lords. Yeah. When that was fed by some pretty filthy bowling then.
What do you posh boys do in schools? Like some sort of ass slapping ritual or something, or soggy biscuit? I mean, what do you need to do to get him back in? Make him someone's bag? Make him Andy Flower's bag?
I don't know. Look, I think Andrew Strauss knows exactly what he's got to do, but it just sometimes comes down to not playing that sort of shot off the third ball of the day.
And Siddle, obviously, I've got the collar up, you've got the collar up. You're a personal friend of Siddle. Are you best friends? Would you say best friends?
He's a really nice player. He did a bit. He did some stuff for Wisden Cricketer last summer. He's a very nice guy.
Oh, you're just friends. Well, it's okay. You two get along.
I don't think he exists as friends.
No.
But
I heard him before. He said hi, Sam.
He did.
He didn't even say Sampson.
He recognised me. It's really nice. But the story. It was odd because the story today at lunchtime, it was sort of looking like it was going to be Peterson. He was in on 43, and then actually that sort of Siddle's hat trick is going to get the acclaim today, and then that was a fantastic bit of bowling. But I do think that the way he bowled to Peterson was fantastic. First session he'd been a bit short, then second session he pitched up a bit, got Peterson driving. Peterson wanted to dominate, and he nicked him off. Yeah,
no, I mean he did very well. The wickets that he didn't get were the ones that were given away, really. He was the one who actually earned his wickets.
Yeah.
No, I mean, he's Victorian, so obviously he's high class of humour, most.
But I do think that the interesting thing about Siddle today, in the Ashes in 2009, a lot of effort from Siddle, really good line, really good length, and and good engine as well. And you think, okay, this guy's a good bowler, but is he the sort of guy who's going to be able to run through teams? It's almost a diametric opposite from Mitchell Johnson, who's so inconsistent, but yet when he gets it right, he just knocks people over. But Siddle today, he's been away for 10 months, and he's come back and he's just ripped through a team, and that bodes pretty well, I think, for Australia and obviously for him.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Do you want to talk about Ian Bell?
Yeah, well, I think.
Were you at the press conference?
I went back actually. I slightly walked by the press conference.
No, me too. His eyes though were amazing.
Were they? I've heard he was very focused, very confident.
Oh no, just forget about that. If you stare into his eyes, you can get lost in another world. They're so blue.
Are they? I heard he had a swagger. Do you have a swagger?
He always sort of has a swagger though, doesn't he? He's a very shouldery guy.
Yeah, but I heard he actually inhabited his swagger. That's what Andrew Miller said.
That was Andrew Miller's official word.
He didn't say that, but he
said
that was one of those things. Bell batted brilliantly today. He was so far above every other England player. Alistair Cook did really well, but he never looked in.
He just gives us when Cook's in, Australia just always thinks they're going to get him out, don't they? And that's how it was today. I thought Bell was very good. I thought the one problem what he didn't do is take over when he was batting with Cook. They were scoring just at 3 and over. They looked both pretty comfortable. He probably should have attacked a little bit more at that stage and put Australia on the back foot. And instead, Australia put them on the back foot by bowling 8 foot wide off stump and starving them.
Yeah, I think actually you're right. There's that situation in the game, in the afternoon session, when the game was totally meandering at that. And basically what has to happen is that someone from either side has to take control. And I suppose England let Siddle bowled very well.
If you could, in case you can't tell, I've got a script. If you could explain the day in one word for us, Sam.
I am going to say misleading.
Is misleading technically 2 words?
No, it's 1 word.
You sure?
Yeah.
You went to school and I didn't, so I'll give you that. I'm going to say Victorian. I don't know why, I just came up with that. Now we've got a game on the show. I know the show doesn't exist really until you see it even, but we do actually have a game on the show, and the game is being called the headline game, where we have to pick a headline and then see if any of the Australian or English, do we decide on both?
Yeah, basically.
On
or
both?
Who gets closest.
Yeah, who gets closest between the two of us on the headline. So what's your headline for tomorrow?
Okay, well, my headline is the problem with what's happened today is that Siddle has taken 6 wickets, a hat-trick, and all on his birthday. So all of that is a hell of a lot of stuff to get into one headline.
Yes.
If it hadn't been his birthday, then my headline would be something along the lines of Sid Vicious, 6 pistols shatters England, which I think is really good, but I can't see them not going for birthday in there somewhere. So I'm going to say Siddle's birthday hat-trick shatters England.
Alright, I'm going to go...
No fun in there, which is really lame. Sorry.
Yeah, it is. No, I like your first one.
My first one.
Yeah. I'm just going to go with sizzle. Sizzle.
Okay.
Sizzle. No,
big letters. Big
yeah,
letters.
just right across the top. That's all you need.
The
Sizzle.
Courier Mail might go for that.
Hey?
The Courier Mail might go for that.
Someone will go for that, surely. Yeah. It's perfect.
What are the other ones? It's Sid Vicious. I'm thinking hard along that.
P-City? I don't know. So if we're going to then see who comes up with the correct one tomorrow, and on tomorrow, what do you think might happen?
Tomorrow, well, actually, going back, I suppose a bit of today. I really hope England's bowling gets a bit better, because today it just looked really innocuous at the end. Admittedly, I couldn't see anything because there was so much sun, but I thought that having all this talk before the game about how they wanted to pitch the ball up, didn't want to bowl too short, and Stuart Broad, every single ball I saw him bowl was back of the length. And Peter Siddle did really well today by pitching
it up.
And so I didn't think they.
There was only a few overs there, wasn't it? And sometimes at the end of the day, you sort of go through the motions unless you're really fired up. And they didn't look. What they didn't all day was very fired up. I think either Australia will struggle to about 350, 380, or they'll completely collapse.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't think they're going to have one of these days where they make 5. I'd happily be wrong, because I'd really like to see Martin make a 100.
But the one thing I think England have really got going for them in the field is that they appear to be a momentum team, to use that word, that dreaded word, but which is horrible.
Come on my fucking show and say momentum.
I thought you were using that in a different context there. But I think that if Broad, someone like that, they've got the ability with Broad and Swan. They really, those guys are really buoyant sort of characters, I think, and they're in the field.
They float.
Well, no, but when they get a wicket, they really seem to knock through. Jimmy Anderson's under a bit of pressure, which is it's really stupid to say it, because obviously, everybody's been talking about that, but he is. He looked for bowling at the same end as Siddle today. He looked about half his pace and about half his threat. And
I thought Broad looked fairly quick though. He got some good carry through to Prior.
Shot, but he's just they've got a bowl to hit the stump.
So what's Australia going to make?
I think Australia are going to have a first innings lead.
First innings lead, beautiful. And we've got one more thing. I know it's, you're thinking, how much can these men give you? Well, we're going to give you just a little bit more.
Do these guys love themselves? Yeah.
Wow. To be fair, they already know that about me, and they're just learning about you.
Okay. I'm taking my collar down.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Right.
Yeah. Well, you usually have it up at the best of times. The last thing we have today is the Mullally of the day, where we get to pick the player who's the most Mullally-ish. And that can mean anything. It just means Mullally.
It just means Mullally. Yeah. And when we get to Perth, maybe we'll even try and get Alan on.
No, he lives in the UK now, doesn't he?
He does live in the UK, but maybe he'll be back in Britain.
Yeah. Who's your Mullally of the day?
My Mullally of the day is Straussy, just because you can't do that off the third.
Yeah, that's a good one. I wish it was mine. Unfortunately, mine is Broad for being such a fuckwad, fuck something, and ruining the moment of the hat-trick by saying he might have hit it when he clearly hit his foot like a dickhead. So that's our Mullally of the day. That's our first show. You won't see all of the show because we will have edited several bits of it out. But thank you very much for listening / watching.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Cricket with balls.